Welcome to the Quebec and New England Railroad Southern Division HO Layout video number 81. This video series follows the efforts of the Q&NE Mechanical Department, yours truly, in converting a fully assembled and painted Intermountain GP10 into Q&NE GP10 number 70. Part 2, removing the cab windows, wipers, number boards, headlights, and class lights.
Okay. The next real challenge is figuring out how to take these bits and pieces off. From the inside, it looks like all the windows are mounted from the outside, which is different from what we've seen with typical Atlas or Athearn products, where everything mounts from the inside out. I guess that gives them a real nice flush fit, but on the other hand, I'm not sure these are going to pop out. I haven't tried yet. And if I don't want to apply debonder because it'll probably mar the glass or the plastic windows. So I'm going to have to see how well that works. All right, let's have a look at this cab. Before we attempt to take out the window panes, let's see about these windshield wipers. Now I've gotten most of them out already. There we go. That's easy. And now the double ones up front. Let's see how well they come out. There may be more glue in there than I thought. Don't want to damage these, they're fine metal. Oh, there we go. Just a little tug on it. Should remove it. There we go. There we go. All right, now as far as the window panes, I think they're going to be less of a concern than I thought. Just pushing gently from the bottom out, from the inside I should say. That one came out unhurt. Great. Let's see if we can get these rear ones up. No, that one's a little stuck. How about this one? Yeah, the cab side windows come out quite easily, and that's great because it's got the aluminum paint around the edges already, so we don't have to do that later. Now let's see about these other guys. Slightly different approach here, using a sponge underneath. Oh, I heard a click. Yep, there's that one. Let's try this one. Well, one down. Stubborn. Oh, I heard a click. It's just breaking that bond of glue. There's two down. Oop. There's the front ones. One more in the front. There's always one stubborn one. Really don't want to resort to using the debonder. Oh, there it goes. Oh, damn. Another casualty. I don't know if you can see that, but a crack in the windshield. Darn. Well, hopefully it won't shatter. And you can see how much glue was used on this windshield here. So I'll have to just carefully scrape that out so the windshield can be put back in when we're done painting. But they're all out. I'm considering possibly just scraping off these numbers if they come off, rather than trying to pull it all out from inside. Don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try that first. Oh yeah, comes off. Because my number boards are black with white numerals, so as long as light shines through, I have decals for the number boards that I can put right on top of this. So it's just a matter of masking the number boards during painting, so I don't have to try and force this out, because it looks like that would be a bit of a challenge, removing that from inside the cab. Bigger question is, what about the headlights, because they're all integral. I'm going to give that a bit of a tug, see if it comes up, and it looks like it's really well seated in there. I'm going to have the same issue with the low nose headlight. That will be a pain to mask, but then again, even if a bit of paint gets on that, it should be easy enough to scrape it off carefully so light shines through. We have to perform the same exercise at the rear end of the long hood. We've got number boards there that have to come off. So again, a little bit of light scraping, and those numbers come off. Now, with a little bit of patience, I was able to loosen, and that one finally came out. Loosen the number boards on the long hood. So that'll again make it that much easier, just by applying a bit of pointed pressure. You can see that. I did hear a crack. So this one should be loose. There you see it. There we go. It's just about patience. And again, as before, I don't know why they use so much glue, but you need to come around with a blade and clean up the excess glue. I did also manage, with a bit of patience and needle nose pliers, to get this guy loosened here, and there's a lot of wiggling back and forth, and managed to get that out. So that helps for painting the low nose. I'm going to see if I can get this guy out as well. Again, it's just patience, because there's, you can see that there's very little room to maneuver inside there to get the pliers in, and very little to grip on. So I'll try that. Again, if it doesn't work out, I'll just have to put a tiny bit of masking on the lenses and scrape it off after painting. But with patience, you can get quite a bit done. So here's a little surprise. After trying very hard to wiggle the lens out from the inside and gently rocking back and forth, it turns out that, let me get this to focus. Doesn't want to do it. Well, it turns out that this is all one piece. The lens and headlight casing, and they've just painted the outside of it silver. The rest of it is see-through. So that's an interesting development. I have to decide then, do I reinsert it from the outside with a silver casing on my red Q&E paint scheme, or do I reinsert it, glue it in, paint it, and then scrape off the front of the lenses so that the entire casing is black. That's interesting. Didn't expect that. I scraped away a bit of the silver on the side just to see if it was indeed one piece, and it does appear to be just a clear piece that was one clear piece that was painted silver. Not sure why they did that, but just another development. There's a close-up of it. So either I'm imagining it and it's two pieces with the clear piece shoved through a small piece of styrene, or it's all one piece and colored. Quite the surprise. These units also have class lights in the corner, which also have tiny inserts. You can see the light shining through them. And I managed on the low nose to poke one of them out again, so I don't have to paint over them and scrape them. So it's just about applying a tiny bit of pressure. Let's try that again. It did loosen up. It just didn't pop out. I need a smaller poker that goes right through. There we go. Okay. And there it is. So, more little details. Getting us closer to our goal. This one here is just refusing to come out. I don't want to risk pushing, slipping, scraping, doing damage. So I'm going to say 3 out of 4 ain't bad. And if I have to scrape paint off that one, so be it. Well, I went back to look at the cab one last time, and lo and behold, a gentle tug and the entire piece came out. So sometimes you get a nice little surprise. So that worked out well. I'm going to set that aside. But again, we still have the lenses to deal with, so I'm going to take a close look at that and see if those will pop out from the inside, because there's no way to get inside here. There's no way to get inside here to pull it out. Anyway, it's got to come out to the outside, but I don't see how that would work. It sounds like it was assembled in different pieces inside the cab, so this plate here is in the way. I could probably push out the number boards, but I think I'm going to be stuck with the lens where it is. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So that plate is in the way. Certainly nothing I can grab hold on. I can push out the boards, but looks like that lens is stuck in place.
That's it for part 2. Coming up in part 3, removing the lettering and the antenna.